Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message for Thursday, July the 21st. Keep in mind, timing and energy is still fluid. This reading could play out today or over the next several days. This reading may or may not be for you. So I do ask that you only take with you the messages that resonate and leave behind the rest. What I keep hearing is tower. There's going to be a tower today of some sort, a breakdown of a false foundation, a breakdown of some false beliefs. We do have the moon in Taurus conjunct Mars in Taurus, both at 11 degrees 16. So what are we breaking down? Those false twin flame connections. We're breaking down those towers, guys. And we do have both the moon and Mars along with the North Node in Taurus in the 8th house in Taurus at 3 degrees 06. So we are healing these Holy Trinity unions is what came through. And so Taurus stellium. Taurus is the Hierophant. It is all about higher power, divine is stepping in. We're building these solid foundations. We're going towards the wise counsel that we've been receiving from our higher self and our spiritual team. And the energy surely is bringing forward this energy of imploding emotions. And so with the moon conjunct Mars, many of us are generally very rash people, but I feel get ready for this deep, deep need to get these emotions out, or you're simply going to implode. And so this can cause a lot of harm to others. I think a lot of people are going to be bearing the brunt of some very outrageous emotional outbursts in the energies today. And if you don't get these emotions out, you are definitely going to implode. And so it's all going to depend on your own moon sign and where it falls within your chart. But I think tempers are going to be rising up quickly, and they will dissipate just as quickly. And it's going to leave people just reeling in the wake of whatever emotional outburst kind of comes forward. And so it's definitely this hot-headed energy. And I feel all of this pressure when it comes to performing, taking action, or even making something of yourself. And so get ready to be on the defense, especially if others have been questioning your actions recently. And so all of this will depend on the exact placement of your own natal chart and what's going on there. But collectively, we're going to be feeling this energy. And so so many of us struggle when it comes to criticism from others. And we are here to kind of take the good with the bad. And so I think get ready for very aggressive emotional reactions rather than this passive aggressive crap that people play into. And so it is all going to be influenced by the sign and the degree of your own moon placement. So you might want to have a look at that. But with the moon conjunct Mars today, it is about getting all of this emotional energy out. You got to put it somewhere. You can't keep imploding on the inside. And so it's really important that we find a way to channel this energy, or we will literally implode, which could lead to taking out your aggressions on other people that really don't deserve that. And so at the very worst, you might find yourself descending into some mental madness. So you're going to really want to focus on what is going to motivate you to further your own goals. You're not going to want to be aggressive with people today. And so Mars is kind of clouding the moon's energy, which is going to make emotions very difficult to feel and actually enunciate and communicate. And so get ready for explosive conversations, explosive emotions, because I find it's going to be hard to explain how you feel in the energies, which is really going to feel like it's going to be impossible for somebody to understand your point of view in the energies today. And so with the moon conjunct Mars, ultimately we have all of this pent-up energy that needs to be channeled somewhere, and it's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. And so it's up to us to determine how we utilize this energy. We all have the ability to be in control of our emotions if we choose to be. So Want to talk about the 8th house, because the moon in the 8th house is really going to put our emotional state on edge, and it's going to feel very unstable with our emotions. And so during the energies today, you might find yourself also a little bit more acutely perceptive of other people's body language, emotional states, and their hidden intentions. And so it can be a very intense and uncomfortable time, especially in karmic partnerships, or where you are involved emotionally with somebody who has some repressed hidden desires, fears, and insecurities. I keep hearing exposure. And so with Mars transiting the 8th house, it's driving us forward to embrace this transformation. If you're not satisfied with something in your life, you're going to feel that drive and that strive to change it and do something about it today. Or maybe going back to an old love, making it new again. And so with Mars transiting the 8th house, it's awakening this urge to embrace these changes internally and both externally. And so whatever you're not satisfied with in your life, if it's not creating those long-term results, you're going to find that motivation to fundamentally make these changes once and for all. And it's going to be this urgent feeling, like this tower, this imminent fated change. And so with the North Node in the 8th house, this is often characterized by extreme possessiveness. And we talked about that energy yesterday, the possessiveness, the jealousy, the controlling. And so there's this tendency with the North Node in the 8th house to try and hold on to what you think is yours. And you're going to feel anxious when it comes to having to share with others. And so it's going to really trigger this fear of loss and this unconscious feeling to hold on to things, that we have to own things and possess things in order to enjoy them. And we can never own or possess a person. And so that's really going to create some very tough life lessons in the energy. With the North Node in the 8th house, I do feel it is about some big life lessons. So that's going to put the South Node in the 2nd house. And so it's not just about the material world. The North Node in the 8th house is suggesting we need to focus on some mysterious experiences. The 8th house is generally ruled by Scorpio, but its polar opposite is going to be in the 8th house. And so we are here to share our heart and our soul with others on deep, intimate, emotional levels. And so with the North Node in the 8th house, it's this craving of wanting that bond with another human soul, wanting to feel loved and accepted for who we really are. And it does require emotional vulnerability. And so when we are willing to open up and let others see our vulnerable side, it can be very uncomfortable and very unfamiliar. And so maybe you're in a connection where it's providing all of these material comforts, but there's no emotional connection. And so that can be very tiring after time, right? Because we need that connection to thrive on the spiritual journey. And so sexuality is likely coming up to be addressed. Maybe you've not really developed your sexuality properly. But I feel many of us that are in the later stages of our life, we've already gone through the first half. Many of us have gone through that midlife crisis. And so it is all of these life experiences later in life that really shape us to understand the mysterious experiences we're here to kind of embody and understand and go into. And so the 8th house, when it comes to astrology, the natural house of Scorpio, it is connected with mysterious, mystical energy. It can be a very intense energy. Scorpio is a very intense astrology sign. And so the 8th house energy is not for the faint-hearted, for sure. And so it will govern some big life events in the energies today. Death, trauma, going deep into the underworld, especially when it comes to possessiveness and materialism and greed, because it's going to be in Taurus. And so on the positive side, the 8th house does represent regeneration and deep soul healing. And so It does also govern physical death. So it's not really about the passing away. It is about the transformation. It is also about burying your past self and being reborn in a more evolved, powerful existence in the same physical body. And that is what we came here for, this ascension process, to allow the old to die away and to be reborn, and to basically go into that judgment energy that we would go into before we crossed over, and doing that and still having this physical form. And so it's a very extremely powerful house. Pluto energy for sure, and because it governs sex and joint resources and money, this could also mean like a hidden inheritance. So I think get ready for whatever's been hidden under the surface in a foundation to surface and to be exposed and exploited once and for all. And so this really is about unlocking some new opportunities, is what I feel, especially when it comes to personal and business partnerships, finding that support from people that will have a positive impact on your financial well-being. And due to the South Node influence in the second house, I think it's going to be difficult to deal with just purely material issues alone. We are here to interact and cooperate with people. That is important for sure. And so the focal point, I think, is likely going to be stemming around communication, negotiation, cooperation, and how we can contribute to the well-being of our life and the well-being of the collective. So during this period, I think there could be a sudden chance of a windfall or getting rich suddenly, quite possibly through an inheritance due to a death of a loved one. So many things can happen in the energies today. And because of the 2nd and 8th house creating this dragon's head and tail, the head in Scorpio and the tail in Taurus, this is where our souls are being asked to learn how to share our insights and our material and mental resources with others. There is plenty to go around, and I know it's not an easy task to share. You think about it, it's like a tantruming 2-year-old doesn't want to share their toys, and so get ready for some tantrums, because I think in previous lifetimes, many of us have labored under this very heavy burden of these earthly obligations. And so many of us this lifetime are so preoccupied with materialism, material issues, greed, consumerism. And so it's like it's never, ever enough. Never enough possessions. Like, what do you need to survive? Mostly you need love, food, and shelter. And so it is this plaguing energy when it comes to this deep inner sense of dissatisfaction. Doesn't matter how much you acquire, it's this feeling of dissatisfaction, which can create this bitterness in our lives. And so with the Scorpio-Taurus axis, it can indicate a lot of stubbornness, a lot of fixation. They are both fixed signs. In these signs, it is very difficult and quite often even painful to embrace change when it comes to fixing some negative behavior patterns. And so this is where we embrace individual growth. And this is where we learn to start to break free from these old patterns, or from craving all of these accumulated goods. And you know, a good way to learn that lesson is to hit that rock bottom and lose it all. And I've lost it all many times over, and you can always, always, always rebuild anything that you've lost. And so I think growth is going to be based on our ability to accept this change in ourselves, in our life, to get unstuck from these patterns that are no longer serving us, that likely served us in a past life, but they have no more use in this present life. We're going into a new karmic pathway, right? And so there's going to be an emphasis on this unending cycle of life. The soul never dies. The soul is eternal. So the cycle of life, birth, death, and rebirth. And so we learn in our human body. That's how the soul learns. And we can undergo many beginnings and endings in one lifetime. And what we're being asked to do is take from the depths of these rebirths to strengthen ourselves at the core, to know that we can always be reborn and renew ourselves. And so it's a lot of karmic energy. I feel a karmic purpose when it comes to learning to strengthen our spiritual self. by overcoming lust, the devil, the scorpionic energy, lust, temptation, instant gratification, possessiveness, and materialism. And by putting our trust in the universe that they will always provide us for our needs. When we fully step into our karmic pathway, trust me, the universe always, always, always provides. You will always have what it is that you need. And so it is about overcoming all of these lower ego desires and adhering to the mystical wisdom that we inherently all have within our sacred heart. And so get ready to draw strength that you need for this transformational rebirth. There's a lot of spiritual work that we're going to have to face, especially when it comes to eliminating all superficiality in our lives. We are here to be authentic. The shallow, superficial relationships and materialism isn't going to cut it as we further progress along the ascension journey and ground the age of Aquarius. And so I feel we are learning to understand that even if we lose it all, what's still left is our pure existence as a soul. Our soul is the most valuable possession. And so I think during this period, there's going to be significant transformations in many people's lives, unlocking our highest potential. And the North Node is giving us a chance to accumulate positive karma and to purify the South Node karma that we came here to ascend. And so this is really where we're being asked to pay off all of these karmic debts once and for all. If you want to create positive karma in your life, you're going to have to embrace these changes. You're going to have to shift your attitude. And we're here to be generous. I never give without any expectations, and anything I give always comes back to me tenfold in the most mysterious ways. And so with the South Node in conjunction with the second house, this is indicating huge suffering and losses. But we can compensate for them by stepping into assistance on the spiritual journey for others. And so what have you learned in this lesson, right? We can always change our attitude. And I feel we can always recover anything that is lost material-wise. And so if something was wrongfully taken away from you, get ready to have it returned tenfold. We are here to have these positive interactions with others. We are here to become this spiritual conduit of a favorable probability moving forward. And so you might stop getting a particular source of income. This could be a sudden job loss, a sudden loss of home, a sudden loss of everything. And so we cannot keep placing our worth and our value on material possessions. And so I think during this time, get ready to rethink a lot of things in your life, maybe even rethinking your diet, how you can feel healthier, especially if you've been experiencing some health problems. The second house is also associated with health, our physical condition, and the South Node is unlocking all of these issues that we've not been wanting to address up until now. So get ready to pay attention to some health issues as well. And there might be a need for a major radical intervention, radical measures, that tower, and trust that this will be beneficial change and have massive healing effects as all of these energies are unlocked today. And so if you've already been putting in the individual effort to make those changes and go in the right direction, I think you're going to be able to work through these energies pretty easily. If you're already on the developmental path and it's corresponding to the predetermination of this day, I think it can really help restore your material well-being. And those that have been doing the work, it can lead to a great, great reward. And so the North Node is giving us this chance to create this positive karma like I talked about. But we do have to pay back all of this accumulated past life karma from the South Node first. And so get ready to shift your attitude. The South Node is forcing us to clear this karma in this transit. And like I said, it can create massive losses, health problems, breakdowns of all kinds. But we are here to embrace stepping into this North Node and making this positive impact by sharing our spiritual messages, doing the requirements we've been asked to do for our spiritual mission, and by learning the lessons of the North Node. And so I think get ready to pay a high price when it comes to some past life karma. And I feel it's good to be clean, honest in everything that you deal with moving forward, because everything unnecessary in your life is about to get ripped away, and it's likely going to happen very spontaneously or in a very compulsive way. So let's jump in with some cards, guys. And my daughters are upstairs playing, and I hear Savvy just had a little meltdown. So the energy is likely going to be very explosive. So what are we going to work with today? We're going to start with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck today. Wow. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. So I feel somebody's in a karmic contract when they do have a divine counterpart that they have been encouraged to go towards. And so there is a divine feminine very much in her intuition. I feel very much in a healing vibration, self-nurturing vibration. She's already stepped into compassion and gentleness. And I feel a divine feminine that's been very, very patiently waiting for their counterpart to get their shit together. So there's a masculine that really needs to take action, hasn't been using their logic, hasn't been playing into good reasoning, and they're going to have to find their strength to move forward. So twin soul connection for sure coming through. Like I talked about, the tower of the false foundations. Yeah, because there's the masculine in a false foundation, and he's about to get a major wake-up call because he's created a false foundation out of materialism, status quo, and greed. And he's about to get a wake-up call because he's about to embrace a deeper existence beyond this man-made prescription for his life. So, Divine Masculine, get ready for a tower. You are getting broken free from a false foundation is kind of what I'm feeling. And I feel a feminine here that is very much in tune with her intuition and knows that this is coming. And this is definitely going to be for somebody's overall well-being. So let's see what else needs to come through with the energies today. I just noticed 2222. So self-mastery. Coming into soul alignment. So I feel there's a masculine in a very challenging relationship dynamic that has triggered all kinds of past life wounds to the surface, likely in a past life karmic catalyst contract, without a doubt. And somebody's been guiding to integrate this lesson. Somebody's been guided to integrate this lesson once and for all. So there's going to be a breakthrough or breakdown. And if you are the divine feminine, I think your hard work and your perseverance has finally paid off. There is a masculine getting ready to cut these very unhealthy attachments, has been in the dark night of the soul. And I feel ignoring that gut feeling that they need to detach from this very complacent situation. So I feel a feminine that has integrated these lessons, has really stepped into her soul's purpose, which is creating a breakthrough energy in this divine masculine's life. And so there's a feminine very much connected to her guides, her angels, the archangels, and they've been guiding her towards this alignment journey. And so when the feminine comes into alignment, the masculine is kind of forced to close out that karmic cycle. And so be ready to receive a message, I feel. Somebody is needing to trust in that gut instinct. There's a masculine that's been very uncertain about taking action towards their counterpart. And they've been very complacent, not wanting to take action, causing all of this stagnancy in their life, needing to release a situation. And there's fear, maybe because they're dealing with a control freak, a possessive control freak. And somebody's going to get redirected here. There's going to be a catalytic event or a catalytic karmic person that is going to create the necessary challenges needed in order for a masculine to go into this wounding, to clear all of these unhealthy past life memories, all of these unhealthy attachments for this releasing and this renewal. And they've been in the dark night of the soul, going into all of these past life wounds that have shaped them. And I feel somebody's getting a breakdown of an ego because there's recently been an unveiling of some truth of their purpose, all of these relationships that have been beckoning them to embrace this change. And it's a very uncomfortable, powerful shift in order for this divine masculine to subtract his ego and his own agenda from the goal. He's had a tight grip on a materialistic foundation. And there's a higher power at work about to teach this masculine a lesson is what I'm feeling, because the time is now to walk through the doorway of this new loving experience and abundance. And so I feel there's a feminine getting paid back for all the hard work she's done. And if, you know, somebody came between you and your counterpart, well, I think they're gonna have a wake-up call too. That karmic is likely going to have something taken from her, and it will be given back to you. And so be ready to receive a message as this masculine goes through these changes and releases whatever is needing to be released. He is preparing to make a decision to live consciously. And I feel stepping into being that great teacher, and maybe you're the teacher in this connection. But I feel somebody is evolving, learning a very painful lesson, and needing to release control. Wow. Let's go into the past life deck, because that karmic energy is all about past life. So yeah, greed. Greed's definitely a challenge. A masculine here that's been clinging to material possessions, allowing possessions to have power over him, and likely about to lose it all. And we have a feminine here who is a speaker of truth, quite possibly a writer, and I'm kind of like a writer, only I write without a pen. I write on a video. I'm a vlogger, and so yeah, I feel somebody's rewriting their destiny here. And there's a masculine learning a lesson in greed, and I'm being shown the Four of Pentacles, so like a miser energy, holding on for control for dear life. And so what we grip to usually slips through our fingers eventually. And so let's see what else needs to come through with the past life deck. And I think death energy. There's going to be an untimely ending, likely a long overdue ending. It's time to say goodbye. And I feel a connection, a twin soul connection, where maybe you didn't have that proper goodbye, that proper closure, and it was left kind of open-ended. And you didn't really get a chance to finish off that cycle. And so we've got a masculine here, quite possibly dealing with a greedy witch or somebody that was spell casting on them, creating all kinds of misunderstanding as to who the real healer and feminine is. Likely two people fighting over possessions, and likely because they have self-worth issues, thinking that these material possessions are going to give them an ounce of self-worth, and it just doesn't work that way. And so I feel a masculine releasing some shame, some guilt when it comes to these past life experiences. And let's face it, nobody owns perfection, okay? And I also feel a masculine that's been very lazy, not keeping a healthy body, not keeping a healthy mind, definitely not active and not living in purpose, being encouraged to travel towards their dream, to cultivate a new foundation, the globe, so closing out a karmic cycle. He's only dreamed of going towards this feminine. He's been too lazy to take action, but there's going to be a moment of mastery. And so there is a twin soul connection, I feel, that, you know, has gained a lot of wisdom from many, many lifetimes, here to call in a group of followers to give advice and guidance to. When we step into mastery, then it is our job to step into that teaching role. And so I also feel a feminine here who's kind of like a little bit of a wanderer, a gypsy, a vagabond, and she's found her sense of belonging with traveling with like-minded souls, very much single, enjoying life for the period of time. And I feel there might even be a masculine that needs to get himself a lawyer. This could be like a huge abusive outburst. Somebody needs to defend themselves. And there is definitely a masculine that has been in a situation feeling all alone, surrounded by people, but feeling all alone. And I think that was his choice. He chose those circumstances, and there is going to be an opportunity to make an unexpected choice in love, because he has been hiding this twin soul relationship on his heart, hiding it, guarding it, and remaining loyal, creating this double loyalty effect. And so let's see what needs to come through with the Illumination Oracle deck. This is intense. Yeah, get ready to face an obstacle. Get ready to be challenged when it comes to some fear. Somebody's afraid, and they're about to hit a brick wall, for sure. So let's see what else needs to come through with the Illumination Oracle deck. Marriage. So there is a higher union here trying to come through. There's that Hierophant card. And there's a masculine that needs to seize this opportunity now before this feminine meets somebody new, because she's all done waiting. She's all done waiting. And yeah, I feel there's a masculine running out of time when it comes to seizing this opportunity. So yeah, definitely a lot of karma, a lot of lessons, and a masculine needing to regain control of a very toxic situation. And I think he's moving. He's either getting kicked out, or he's getting thrown out. His shit's getting thrown out the door, or he's packing up and he's moving of his own accord. But either way, there's a masculine that needs to come forward and seek that forgiveness. I think there's going to be an opportunity to spend some time together to talk about this, because some big changes are coming. And I feel maybe a masculine losing it all, struggling financially, and quite possibly a feminine coming into a lot of abundance. Yeah, get ready for an accusation. When it comes to a karmic attachment, I feel a masculine that's been lying, saying, nope, I've closed the book on the past. I'm not looking back at the past, and there's going to be a fight. Because this masculine has been hiding that he's been drawn to send a message to his counterpart for a very long time. And there's going to be a fight. And there will be an opportunity to renew a connection. And there's going to be some illumination. So there's that dark night of the soul, reliving the past and coming into the light, very emotionally vulnerable, but needing to address these addictive, unhealthy patterns. It's time to fix what's broken. It's time to fix the hurt. We can't keep hiding the truth on our heart. So let's jump in with some tarot. Hermit could be dealing with a Virgo. So yeah, somebody's really been going within when it comes to what it is they're passionate about. What visions have you been receiving when it comes to taking action? Virgo energy. There's going to be an opportunity to start new, but somebody's going to have to come out of that internal man cave and make a decision. So let's do a 9-card spread today, guys. And we will see what else needs to come through when it comes to these energies today. Get ready to receive a message. Somebody has bottled up their emotions for a very long time, and they're about to explode. It's about to implode. Queen of Wands reverse. There's the karmic feminine, Palace of Swords. All of these lies exposed. And get ready for a fight with the 5 of Wands. In order to get you to take the guided action steps to go towards what it is that you deserve. A lot of wands, a lot of fiery, passionate energy. Tree of Life reversed. The Hanged Man. The Knight of Wands. And the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords reverse. Yeah, there's been a masculine lying, and there's been a feminine trying to control, manipulate, jealous, possessive, likely fighting over material shit. 2 people very angry, very much not happy with one another. And there is going to be an unexpected departure for sure. For sure. And a masculine likely rushing in very quickly. Coming out of the cold. Definitely there was materialism and greed here. So there's a masculine that very well could be experiencing total financial ruin. It's either the masculine or the karmic feminine. Either way, maybe both of them are experiencing total financial ruin. Could be a Capricorn, doesn't have to be, but all done investing. This was a really bad investment, and there's going to be either a confession or some exposure when it comes to some third-party energy. No more third-party energy. The party's over. The masquerade's over. This ain't fun no more. I think a departure from an entire group of friends And, yeah, because the rug's getting pulled out. Can't keep playing into this regret, remorse, guilt, and shame. Somebody's wishing they never, ever made this poor decision. They're deep in the underworld when it comes to taking action and planting those seeds in a new direction. And I've learned all I can in this situation. I'm coming out of hermit mode. I'm coming out of the spiritual closet, and I'm coming in for that missed opportunity. So, wow. Yeah, we got the Queen of Wands reversed, Aries, Leo, Sag, with the Palace of Swords reversed, Five of Wands. So, yeah, get ready for a fight. I think two people that have been lying to one another, manipulating one another, and there's going to be a fight. There's going to be an aggressive fight. And this is to get you to learn a lesson about loyalty, dedication, and building from the heart space. Any foundations not built out of the heart space are likely crumbling down in the energies in order for somebody to take those steps forward. They've been stuck when it comes to taking action towards a new creative opportunity, something that they're passionate about. And it's like they've all been gunked up in their chakra pathway with the Tree of Life reversed. And so somebody's been clearing a lot of past life karma. Definitely gaining that new perspective. Somebody's been playing the martyr, playing the victim. Could be a Pisces. Learning a valuable lesson about authenticity. I feel somebody is like really breaking free from an illusion, the shattering of illusions, and rushing in with an apology. Because I think in the past, they really just weren't able to commit. They come in with passion. They come in with a lot of fiery passion, but they were guarded. They were not open in the heart, and there is going to be a heart chakra awakening because somebody is facing some poor judgment. So, King of Swords reversed, Knight of Swords reversed. There's going to be a fight, and there is going to be a breakdown of a materialistic foundation because I'm all done investing. Exposure, exposure. So, let's take a look at this Queen of Wands reversed, Eight of Coins, Four of Swords, Nine of Cups reversed. She still wants to fight for this. She wants to fight for this. She wants to work on this. She wants to heal this, even though she knows it's not wish fulfillment. I also feel she's been trying to keep somebody stuck from going towards their wish fulfillment. They've not wanted to release this toxic connection. I feel a feminine here that likes fighting. Maybe somebody that has prominent Leo in their chart. I think somebody here, all they know is drama, chaos, and conflict. They like to create arguments. I feel maybe this is going to be a fight after, you know, overindulging or something. But let's put in the work. I want to work on this. I want to work on this. Even though you're not my happily ever after. There's no balance here. There's no justice. Somebody doesn't want to see the truth like, hey, this isn't working anymore. And so Libra energy. And there's a masculine not invested in this situation. So why would you keep holding on to something, pretending it's working when it's not? This Queen of Wands does not want this King of Cups reversed to walk away, but he's not emotionally invested at all. He's been pretending to be happy, knowing that it's time to walk away and go in another direction. He knows it's time to walk on the spiritual journey, and I think holding on because I don't want to feel the pain of this ending. Wow. It's an illusion, people. It's an illusion. So let's see what this fight is about. I think there's a whole lot of people involved. Yeah, a whole lot of people involved. And this fight is about this person is jealous and envious. This karmic feminine knows this masculine is going towards a golden opportunity. Knows that this masculine is going towards wish fulfillment. And trying to create a fight to block somebody to go towards their happiness. Trying to create a missed opportunity. Wanting somebody to stay stuck in a third-party situation. Well, nuh-uh. The universe says nuh-uh. You both are not happy. You're both grieving. You're both not happy. Why would you want to hold on to that? So let's see what this Hanged Man has to say. Could be a Pisces. But I feel gaining a new perspective. Wow. Releasing a burden. Finding their strength to release a burden. Wow. Major realignment. We got the Ten of Wands. So, yeah, definitely coming down to those knees. Hitting rock bottom. I think a Queen of Wands will do anything to make somebody lose it all. Somebody's afraid to be single. Somebody's been holding on because they don't know their worth and their value. Maybe they can't even provide for themselves, coming to terms with that. A new outlook of finding my strength to consciously release this burden. I can't do this anymore. I think somebody's leaving a situation with barely even the clothes on their back because somebody's wanted to win at all costs. It's all about the winning, right? I will do whatever it takes to win at all costs. I don't care. I just want to be right, and nobody's winning here. Nobody's winning here, and that's the truth. So maybe also learning a lesson in giving up some independence. There's going to be a realignment. Somebody's been juggling, and the time is now for healing. The time is now to build these legacies for the future. The time is now for truth. Aquarian energy. Let's see what this Knight of Wands and this Page of Cups has to say, because I think somebody's rushing in with an apology very, very quickly after a huge fall from grace. But there's no more confusion. Done. Huge release. Definitely a karmic feminine's bringing a masculine to his knees. Somebody that was very materialistic, very narcissistic. I'm going to win at all costs, my way or the highway. And they're running out of options. There's no more options. I think somebody was a player, had a lot of options, and ain't no more options left because there ain't nowhere to turn to but the person that you need to apologize to, and they're definitely stressed. Anxiety, about to implode, because it's time to release the situation. Somebody sees clearly what needs to be released. And coming out of this illusion, coming out of confusion, facing those fears, for sure. Wow. Wow. Well, let's just look a little bit into this King of Swords reverse, because he's been denying this truth on his heart for a very long time. Everything is very much imbalanced, and there is going to be an emotional breakdown because you can't keep watering this dead tree. Nuh-uh. Nope. You can't keep putting time and effort into a foundation where your heart just isn't in it. And I feel somebody going through a huge emotional breakdown because they're in a situation with double loyalty. There's no balance. And there's a need to communicate. And somebody's hitting rock bottom for sure. Going right into that Chiron wound. So I think get ready to have a very emotional conversation to heal something from the past once and for all, unblocking communication. And they're going straight towards this Queen of Cups. She's got a lot of love. This is a life partnership. Very intuitive, very loving, very nurturing. And I feel somebody's walls are breaking down. I'm all done. I'm giving up the fight. There's nothing left here to fight for. I'm going to shed the old. I got all the tools I need to rebuild in a new direction. So I'm putting an end to this toxic foundation. Dead stop. No more working together. And I'm taking passionate action towards the person that I know still holds love for me. And they know they're going to face somebody very firm in their boundaries. And they can't come with anything less than the truth because she already knows the truth. She's an intuitive. She could even be a public speaker, a reader, a healer. And you better come with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth if you want that new life with this Empress, Taurus, Libra. So there is a feminine about to reap her harvest, to come into some type of abundance. And there is something coming full circle. We're making amends for all of these past life poor judgment calls. We're paying back some karmic debt, and all of these blocks are being removed. So get ready to receive some communication about a breakdown of a foundation. Maybe somebody going through total financial ruin. Get ready for a lot of communication and a lot of truth. So let's do one last message with the Archangel Power Tarot cards. And all I have are the Major Arcana and all of the Aces. So we'll get one last message, please. There we go. Get ready for a new beginning. The World and a new beginning. Get ready for a new beginning. Get ready to start a new life. Somebody's finding their purpose, and they're coming in After a very painful reviewal of the past, seeking compassionate forgiveness. So there will be an ending, and something is coming full circle, and there's a lot of spiritual growth and insights, and somebody wants to come in and seek that forgiveness and that healing energy with this Empress. And that's what I got, guys. Wow, I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin soul reading with me, I do encourage you to check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.